Pole, boy, poker in the building. Still trying to make it to a million. 78 out of 88 people left. Blinds are just beginning. 15:30. We wake up to ace, queen of spades. We're not limping in, so we go in for 150 and we see what happens. We get a couple callers and we see the flop. So boom, the flop gives us top pair. I want to be a little sneaky since it's 795 in the middle. I'm pretty sure someone's gonna try to make a bet here just in case they can take it down for cheap. So I check. So it gets checked around, and what comes next? The 8 of diamonds. So that brings in the straight draws and flush draws. Of course it is. So with the first act checked again, I'm gonna try to take it down with my top pair. I make a bet, 380. I get 1, 2, 3, 4 callers. Of course. King of diamond on the river. I don't feel good about it anymore with the king on the board. So many people in the hand. So I check it, and it's just a well-rounded check because, as you can see, you're gonna get 1, 2 all-ins. Of course, with 2 all-ins, diamond draws, flush draws, and 2 pair beating us, we fold to see what they go in with, and it's 2 pair against a flush that got there on the river. So of course, our luck, right? Now we wake up to pocket 7s in the very next hand, and I feel cheated, so we're gonna raise it up to 175. We get 2 callers, and then wham bam, thank you ma'am. We wake up to a set. I'm hoping someone got an ace, so I make a small bet of 125, and nobody wants to play. They both fold. We take it down for cheap. Next flop we see costs us an extra $25 in a big blind. Flop comes 10, 10, 4, gets checked around. The turn comes an ace of hearts, which brings in our straight draw possibilities and possibly the second, third nuts, third or fourth nuts. So we get raised to 300, which is 200 more than what we put out first. So we're not going to fold for that. We put in the call, as do the other 2 players. And the river is a blank, which comes a 6 of spades. We have nothing. We get shoved on. Of course, we're going to fold. Let him take it down with his trip 10s. No problem at all. Now we have the best position in the game with Jack 3 offsuit. For the amount of money that we have to put in the middle, we just going to see a flop because who's folding for $25? Anybody? Nobody. Boom, we make a second pair. It gets to us, and the bet is still $50. Pot's $350, so we're gonna call. And then boom, we get the good news with a jack on the turn. Gives us trip jacks, and the bet is for 1,000. The pot is 800. Bet is for $50. I bet out for 1,000. Try to maximize my value. And I get a call, show them the bad news. Probably had a king, but they don't show. Make a couple easy folds, and then we wake up to Jack 3 of diamonds. And we are under the gun +1 suited. So I make the limp call for 100. I want to see a couple flops. Maybe we get lucky. Flop a diamond draw or something. So we don't get the diamond draw, but we do pair the board. So we make a bet a little over half pot. Try to see where we at. We can probably get a couple hands to fold if the price is right. We got 96 people left, 3,900 average stack. So we're a little bit under average. So if we don't take this down, then we're going to be behind. I'm okay with that. Turn comes to 10 of heart. It's a blank for us. It also is another card that beats us, of course, because we only have a pair of threes. I try to take the pot down with $500 bet. I get 2 callers, and lo and behold, the river is always good to us. We got trip threes now. It's a $3,000 pot. I got about 3K. I'm not going to play with them. I shove all in, get the fold. Which, now that I look at it, I probably should have made a smaller bet. Wake up in the big blind, the king deuce suited. Get raised to 680. Probably shouldn't have called, but I did anyway. I wanted to see what was going to happen. I get 3 to the flop. Comes 6, 7, 8. 2 clubs. This is not a flop for me. And I'm a fold to the all-in, who flopped a straight. No diamond, 1 diamond on the board. Very next hand, I get the same king of diamond, but with a 6 of diamond. And I'm in the best position in the game. Blinds are 75, 150, 89 people left, 4,200 average stack. So we're above average, and we get our small blind raised to $600. I think about it for a second. I feel like I'm first to act. So I put in the call because we can't miss this diamond draw 2 hands in a row with the king. Can we? We see the flop. It's 1 diamond again. Same 5 of diamonds. So I got an overpair, I got a backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. 2 backdoor straight draws. And I'm in a small blind. So I try to get a bluff, semi-bluff off. I shove. I get called. And they got pocket aces, but I runner. The flush. Cooler aces. Very next hand, I get my least favorite, king, queen. I mem raised to 300. Of course, I'm not expecting too many folds. Flop comes 2, 3, 10, 2 spades. Backdoor second nut flush. 2 overcards, and the villain shoves on us. Well, nope, he didn't shove. Put in 1.8K, and I'm shaking my head. I fold, and he gets called by a better hand than us, of course, which is pocket aces, and they run it out. Once again, pocket aces, no good. Doyle Brunson wins 10-2, 2 pair. Gross. Next memorable hand, we wake up jack 8. Gets limped in virtually. We flop a low pair. Turn, trip 8s. We bet out for 1,000. See if G-Ma won't get in on this. She elects to fold. And we turn it over with the all-in with 3-4 offsuit. Take it down. Next hand is 59 people left. Average stack is 6,400. We sitting at 10, about 8,700 with pocket 9s. We raise it up pre-flop, get a caller. Flop come jack, jack 3. Hopefully he don't have a jack. We shove it. He folds. We take it down. 12 average now. Well, we have 12. Average is 7,300. We got 12,000, give or take. Next hand we look at, we got suited connectors. One of my favorite hands to play. So you know it's not going down for cheap. I bump it up to 1.6K. I get one folder. And the flop comes ace, king, 10 of all hearts. Mocha bets out for a min bet of 300. It's looking real weak to us, but we still make the call. This time we see the queen give us a straight. Hopefully she doesn't have a heart. So we bump it up 2.5. She probably knows she beat. We got a jack, so she folds. We take it down 4.3 pot. Next hand we look at ace, 3 offsuit in the small blind. We got the best position, so we're going to try to play our hand accordingly. Long story short, it gets checked down all the way to the flop. Nobody wants it. I make a min bet 400. If you want it, you're going to have to show me you got something. No one has anything, so we take it down. Always love those. Next hand we wake up to looks like it's ace, 5 offsuit. They love giving us these ace rags, but if you know how to play them, it's all gravy, baby. Everybody limp in to see the pot, jack high. We got no straight draws, no flush draws. I make a bet, 600, dealer position. I get raised. I call. He goes all in. Got pocket kings. We cooler the pocket kings because he didn't bet enough. He wasn't rich enough for us. We probably would have folded to a decent sized bet on the flop, but it wasn't a decent sized bet. We made the bet. He min raised us. We're not going anywhere for that much, so we call. Next hand we see is pocket sixes. We got 1,900. What do we do with pocket sixes, everybody? What do we do with pocket sixes? Come on. We raise with pocket sixes. Good job, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what we gonna do with them, though. So we get 2 callers and Black Al, Flabwam. We get a set. And love to see the shove. Of course he has a king. Of course. Guess what we're gonna do? We calling. Forget you and your king. We got sixes. Take it down, baby. Po' boy poker style. Next we get pocket eights. What do we do with pocket eights, everybody? Come on, y'all. I gave you a clue the last hand. What do we do with pocket eights? We raise it with we raise it with pocket eights. Yes. Just a little mini raise. We get 1 caller and we got second pair. He bets, we raise, they call. She bets, we raise, she calls. She bets, we raise, she calls. And what does she have? Not a dang thing. Take it down, pocket eights. Let's go. All right, so next hand we get king spade, eight of diamond. I'm feeling this hand, so I raise it up 1.8, and big blind short, so they fold. That was the point of that raise. Made it happen. Next hand we get is 10, 7 of hearts. I like it. It's suited, semi-connected. We can get some straights, some flush draws, some top pairs out of it. Raise it up 3x, 3 big blinds. I think I get one caller. Cat mom, what you want to do? Do you want to smoke, cat mom? Forever. She does. Flop come AK-10 all spades. We got bottom pair. So I want some money. She folds. We take it down. Stop being scared. Next hand to talk about is pocket kings under the gun +1. Raise it up to 6 and get one caller for less than the 6K. They flip it over. They got ace king. Our kings hold up. Take down a pot of 5.7K. The very next hand is the same hand. Pocket kings. I decide to raise it up a little more than 6K, 6.5. Make it kind of look like a bluff because there's no way they put me on pocket aces or kings the very next hand. So it makes it a little likely, more likely to me that they will call it 6.5. So I'll try to see if I can stack a player or two with kings back to back. We take our back to back pocket kings down for pot 3.2K. The next memorable hand we see is king of heart, 5 of heart, and villain. We flop the backdoor flush draw with a pair of 5s. Villain bets out for 5K. We call, go to the turn, which is a 10. He bets out 3K, and we call, and the river is a 3. Now this is a pretty solid board with a little bit of everything up there, and he checks the river. So I'm thinking he's real weak. I put out a bet of 7.2K with my 5, my second bottom pair. That's just because we don't want to call here. We're not trying to chip up with that 7K. We're basically saying, I got 2 pair. I could have a straight. Leave me alone. Let me take the pot. He does that. The next hand we see is 7-4. That's one of my favorite hands, and it's suited. So we're in a big pot. I have a flush draw. The river completes that flush draw and gives me the best hand against ace king. Now we are significantly chip lead with 56K. Next hand I see is ace of diamond, 3 of hearts, and I fold. 19 people left, 20K average. Stack blinds are 6 and 12. And it's a break in 27 minutes, 19 people left. Now king 5 of hearts has made a comeback, and it is in the under the gun that we get the king 5 of hearts. Won the hand with it previously, so we say what the hey. We're gonna go with it. We get raised, the men raised, we don't care, we're gonna call. Flop comes 5-4-4, giving us 2 pair and a backdoor flush draw. Villain bets out for 3K. We feeling him weak. We raise him. He calls and has the Cowboys for the better hand. But the short stack wins with the bottom straight. which is crazy. The 3 wins the hand. All right, cool. Next hand we get pocket 8s. Villain raises all in for 13K. We already 4 in. I don't see us folding with a made hand pre-flop, so I call. We got 8s and they have ace-6 of diamond and hit 2 pair on the flop. It's not our day. 2 pair against 2 pair against pocket 8s. Can't seem to get there. Now we back down to 32K and the blind. 17 people left. 2,200 average stack. And we got that king 7 of hearts suited again. We like these king suited. I wish the kicker was a little higher, but we're gonna play with what we got. You see Jan say they just wanted to go to sleep with a ace-6 of diamond shove. And I'm thinking, yeah, right. That's so it's up to us if we want to check, raise. I like to raise because we can't keep getting beat with this king 7, king X of hearts. And I get shoved on by Jimmy. So I fold. I didn't want. We got king jack of spades. In the small blind, I raise it up to 4K and get called. Flop is ace-6 of clubs, 7 of hearts. I get jammed on with nothing but a backdoor straight draw. So I fold. 25K left in me. A few hands later, I get ace of club, 8 of hearts. Flop is nowhere near me, but the turn is. But I check it. River is a 7, pairs the board. I let out for 5K because I feel like I got the best hand. I feel like I got the best out of this. And I get raised for 5 more on top. So, of course, I'm not folding. I got top pair, and I get rivered. But I would have lost anyway by ace-10 of hearts. Next hand, in the midsection of the ballpark. I got pocket kings. Y'all know I'm not playing anything other than shoving there. Run out. I get called by ace, 3 of spades. Kings hold up. Now, a few hands later, I get a lot of action into my pocket 7s. There's a bet, a re-raise, and I 3-bet to 15.1. I got 19 behind me, so I'm pretty much committed to this pot. That comes king of diamond, queen of diamond, 8 of clubs, all 3 over pairs. I can hit runner for a flush, but I'm really hoping that this is ace jacks. Any ace X hands that didn't make it. Any flush draws that probably won't make it. Hoping I get a 7. So I shove all in and get 2 callers. And I almost made that flush draw, but that's it. That's my punt.